Life isn't perfect, and neither are we.
Nope. But we know how to face our fears
And have some fun.
and talk about all the messiest things of life.
Like the messiest things.
Get connected to yourself, get connected to others, and get connected to the life right in front of you.
This is The Connected Life with Justin and Abi.
That's me.
That's you.
And you.
Hey, Connected Life peeps. Justin here. And
Ooh.
last week was my 40th birthday.
Uh-huh.
But
Except you're not 40 yet.
Because we're pre-recording before it. So I'm sure I will have received many of wonderful messages from some of you out there. We may have some more discussion about some of my experiences, if I have anything noteworthy worth talking about.
Oh.
But with that said, we have a really cool episode for you today. We wanted to dive into connection, because this is The Connected Life.
What?
Yeah. And we want to take a deep dive into connection in some fun ways. Oftentimes, Abi is queen of asking questions.
Oh, thank you.
And we've kind of had conversations in the past. Something that we get from people a lot is like, how do I ask questions?
Or like, is there a list of questions that I can get? Because questions help create intentional connection.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes you can get used to just talking about the same old stuff. And you can just get in kind of ruts relationally.
Yeah.
And questions kind of help spark you out of that rut.
Yeah. It's a really, honestly, a lot of times people don't know how to ask questions, and questions help us to feel known and seen and stuff like
Connected.
that. And oftentimes,
It gets you out of weather talk,
and politics.
gossip, like the boring conversations that you have all of the time.
Yeah, oftentimes I think like gossip about other people is so enjoyable for people because they're not connected to themselves and connected to the person across from them. So it's like, well, there's nothing exciting happening here. Let's talk about other people. And you know, honestly, questions can feel scary.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're going to hear and you don't know what to do with the information you're about to hear. And honestly, on the other side of questions, sometimes it can feel assaulting because we're like, why are you asking questions? What are you planning? Like my death? Why are you trying to get all this information out of me? But like in a place of purity where it's like, hey, we really want to like engage and get to know you. Like that's where bonds happen.
Yeah.
And we have an incredible like kind of game here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a game.
Well, okay. So both me and you have at different times worked with a company called the Adventure Challenge.
Yeah.
That is here in Redding. And we've had so much fun doing it. And the company's really built on getting people out of the rut and finding ways to connect in new novel ways. Because when you do something new with people that you love, friends, family, loved ones, couples, when you do something new with them, you bond in a new way. It kind of brings back that spark of fun and excitement.
Yeah.
And so they have a brand new product that's just out called Connection Cards. And they have these, the ones we're not answering on this podcast are the in bed cards. So they have Connection Cards in bed, which is
from the in bed edition.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because did you want to tell just a quick snippet about what the in bed edition is?
The in bed is challenges to do around sex to continue to create fun and connection. And we get so many testimonies from couples that are like, oh, it helped us fall in love again. It helped us communicate in ways we haven't been able to communicate. It gave us something to look forward to. They're not raunchy challenges. They are like connecting, fun, inviting, and it gets you outside of your normal routine. And so the in bed cards ask really good questions to spark connection around sexual intimacy.
You've been part of designing some of the questions for some of the different stuff. Yeah. And been in the middle of some of that stuff. I think that's something that I love about your involvement in that space is that you've had input in different ways in some of those products to really amplify what connection, both for the masculine heart and the feminine heart, can look like and stuff like that. I think it's super cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of fun over there. I like being a part of something that is helping people spark connection again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the cool thing is
the testimonies are unreal. I almost cry regularly because of hearing stories of people finding how to find each other again.
Yeah.
And in a fun way. Like we do a lot with counseling and emotional health. And I think that's really important. And another thing that's really important is having fun with somebody.
Fun is super important way to create connection.
Mm-hmm. It breaks down walls. It helps you forget to act cool or guarded, and you just can get lost in a moment. Mm-hmm. And getting lost in a moment is so powerful. Actually, one of my friends who oversees the product department there went on her anniversary. I think it's like their 7-year anniversary or something. And they used these cards and they had so much fun. Everyone who's used these cards has really enjoyed it. So we're going to try it today.
Yeah. Well, here's another cool thing about this. We also want to let you guys know right off the bat. At the end of this, well, we could even tell you now, but we are going to let you guys have an offering that if for some reason you guys want to reach out and purchase
any of the stuff at Adventure
any of the
Challenge,
product at the Adventure Challenge, you're going to get a 25% off discount using
the code Justin and Abi.
That's ABI. Justin and Abi, all one word.
Yep.
And you're going to be able to get 25% off any of this stuff. And we're not doing this because they asked us to do it.
They didn't ask us. I just told them I was going to do it because I love the idea so much. And I thought it'd be fun for us to play a connection game on the Connected Life.
Yeah. So they were like, yeah, you can offer your listeners this if you want. And we're like, cool, we're going to do that because they will love it. They'll love to get it. So
yes.
Anyways, this is what's really cool about this game we're going to play today. We've
never played it.
We have never played it. We did not pre-choose cards. Like literally Abby
split the deck in half.
Yep. And handed me half. She has half. And we're just going to decide like what questions we're going to ask.
We don't know what's coming.
Ooh, I like this one. This one literally just popped up and I think this is hysterical. Okay. So the rest of this conversation is just going to be us asking each other questions. You guys getting raw answers on the spot, nothing pre-thought out. Okay. What was your first impression of me?
I'm trying to think of the first time I ever... Like the first impression, like when I heard about you, or the first impression when I met you?
Probably the first impression when you met me.
Did we meet at Chipotle?
We did.
Is that the first time we ever met?
Yeah, in
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought because we met and we instantly hit it off and had such good
chemistry,
banter and chemistry. And I was just like, oh.
What was your first impression of me about hearing about me?
You sounded like an idiot.
And I sounded like an idiot. Screw you, Andrea, because I know she's the one that told you about me.
She, like the stories I heard was like about how you flat ironed your hair.
Whoa, easy now.
And now you like, and like she would tell me about like now he's at this church with this polygamous leader, and like there's just like a bunch
context.
Of,
oh my god, context.
Stuff. I just thought like, what a interesting character that sounds like your best friend is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You get it.
But when I met you, I just was like, whoa. We talked about, I felt like there was just like really.
Did you get a full body shake?
No. But I think we talked about love we talked about something deep in that moment, and it felt like we were on the same page. We had synergy, and I just thought, interesting.
Did you think like I could be one lucky girl one day?
No, I wasn't thinking about future at all, but I did think I'm real drawn to you. I thought we're staying in the same house. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Well, throw me a question.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that this was the game. Okay. What would you consider your greatest Wait, maybe you should answer your question for me. What was your first impression of me?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I was definitely intrigued. We definitely felt the chemistry there. And I was like, oh, well, I like that you had such banter. Where did that go? You fooled me. You used to banter with me. Now you just argue. What kind
Same
of deal
skill,
did I get
different
application? But it was very intriguing right off the bat. And you were there was something very attractive about you, unquestionably.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Nah.
Okay. What would you consider your greatest accomplishment in life so far?
Surviving this marriage.
That was too fast. Too fast. I mean, that probably is your answer, but
what is my greatest accomplishment? Finding I don't know if the word is accomplishment, but finding my way to a certain level of healing that I didn't think was possible. I feel accomplished in that. Like, if someone asked me, if you were to die tomorrow, like get hit by a bus in a very bloody, grotesque manner, like, and that's the end of your story.
What a way to go.
What would you feel? Yeah. What would you feel accomplished for? And like I would feel I would feel this sense of satisfaction, not because of anything that I'd built. I'd be like, that's cool. But literally my heart got over a certain level of a hurdle inside of me that I didn't think could happen. Like I could feel like if none of this, if the podcast didn't exist and certain things that we had done didn't exist, it wouldn't matter to me. Yeah. Just the fact that I got here does. So.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Honestly, this is not a very inspiring answer, but it's the first thing that came to my mind would be like, I just feel accomplished that I didn't kill myself.
Yeah.
Like I feel accomplished that I like kept choosing to live and kept pushing through hard. I think whenever you've gone through lots of suffering, especially physical suffering, I think the desire to get out of suffering can be so loud. And feeling like I chose to live and then continually chose as much as I could to figure out how to love living.
That's good. That's good. That started really that answer started out as a pretty big Debbie Downer. But we really climbed out of a pit there, got to some level of inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, I think like at every corner I haven't I didn't choose to just survive. I chose to figure out like, how do I thrive here? How do I come alive here? How do I not give up here? Like I haven't, for as much as I've had to survive, I haven't gotten lost in survival my whole life.
That's so good.
That feels powerful.
So is it my
your
turn?
Or my turn?
Oh no, you asked me that, so I ask you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I actually think I know the answer to this, but
ooh.
What was your dream job as a kid and why?
Oh, you try see what you got.
Your dream job was to be a pastor of a church where you could design the entire thing and have a whole church that you knew, like you created the entire structure and everything like that. Am I right? Am I right?
No.
Dang it.
No.
Okay, superhero.
But like as a teenager, I think that was my dream. I loved structure and organization of leadership things. So yeah, that was my dream as a teenager. As a kid, I wanted to be a teacher or a sports coach.
Oh, that's interesting. You became a coach teacher.
I really am doing a lot of what I would have wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I knew my dad growing up loved teaching things, loved taking time to, and I loved it too. I mean, the only thing I've missed out is, I definitely wanted to be like, what was that sports movie about the hockey team, the Mighty Ducks? Is that what it was called? Yeah, I wanted
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, I wanted to be a part of some kind of sports team where I gathered misfits together and coached them into glory. Or like the NFL first female head coach, which now I don't even agree with the concept of it. But back then, that's what I wanted to be. Yeah, I think you should have to play the sport to coach it. That's my theory. But
yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to teach and coach.
I love that.
And now I'm doing a lot of that.
That's great.
No sports coaching, but
no sports coaching.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. Yeah.
I guess I could go teach 4 or 5 year olds how to play soccer.
Yeah.
I got skills enough for that. I want to make my dreams come true. What about you when you were a kid?
Male gigolo to Victoria's Secret models.
Not as a kid. That's a teenage dream.
That was
Wait, let me see if I can. Wait, did you want to be an actor as a kid?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Should we make this a points game?
Ooh. I did want to be an actor. And then I was too scared to go in front of the camera. So, but I thought I could, if I learn how to create the work, then I can get out in front of the camera as I feel the need to or want to. And if it doesn't work out for me, it's fine because I have all these skills and I'll make money just creating stuff versus being one of the sheep in front of the camera.
I will say this. You are a very talented actor.
I think I am.
Actually, I was talking to one of my friends who's a director.
I've spent years pretending like I like you.
Oh, you're not that good. You're not that good.
No, I'm not. She'll sniff it out.
As in, like, I can tell you really like me, not as in, like, you haven't liked me well. That sounded dark. Like, no. You're not doing a good job of that.
Yeah, I heard it that you could sniff it all out internally.
Yeah, it's because you like me too much. But a friend of mine was telling me the other day, one of the things that they really admired you, they're a director. They've directed a bunch of things. As they said, you carry that presence where you can be still and present. And that's what actors need. That's like one of the main things they need is to be able to have that.
That's a great compliment. I want to know who that is later.
It's actually one of the founders of the Adventure Challenge said that.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nifty. All right. Next one. Go, Abby. This is fun. I like this. See? I'm already having fun. I'm laughing.
Know. Okay. What is one thing you loved about our first kiss?
Well, our attempted first kiss or our first kiss?
Our first kiss.
Okay, because there was an attempted one.
Well, what would you love about that one?
Well, I had nothing. It was terrifying to me when you pulled away and screamed and didn't want to take that kiss.
Wait, it was I thought I was in the car.
You were in the car and you were like trying to tell me that I wasn't into you and I
thought you liked my roommate.
Yeah, and I tried to prove that I liked you and I leaned in for it and then you pulled away and freaked out and I was like,
I said, no. Because I was like, that is not how our first kiss is happening.
I still feel horrible emotions about that. No, but our first kiss.
I'm so sorry.
Our first kiss was amazing. You were drunk out of your mind emotionally. It wasn't not actual alcohol.
No alcohol was involved.
You were just lost and you attacked me and slammed me against my truck and you started making out with me. And I was like, I don't know what's happening here because I was not trying to get to this. But the entire car ride to bring you and drop you off where we're going, I could feel you screaming, make out with me. I was like, this is crazy. This person's really wanting some, but I'm not gonna lean in for any of this magic here. And then you made it happen, and then your roommate screamed and yelled, "Hey, what are you doing? Come inside!" Because they hated me because you told them a story that was very lopsided. and then Abby's just screaming, "I'm trying to make out, leave me alone here." And I was just like, I'm just stuck against this truck. I don't know what to do.
Your rendition's funny. Okay, but what was your favorite part of that?
Having someone slam me against a vehicle and make out with me. It was awesome. I was like, this is happening.
Yeah. Was that a fun surprise for your day?
Yes, it was a very talked about moment when I got home with the rest of the guys.
What'd you say?
I was like, Sean, Jeremy, let's talk. Did you know they were there when I got, I was just like, this is what happened. She did it, not me. And then they were like, well, I mean, there's been a confusion with that relationship. What are you doing about that? I'm like, I don't know. She just made out with me. I did nothing. I literally just got smashed into.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, our first kiss was so magical.
Yeah.
I just felt so relaxed in my own body the whole time that I was kissing you. Like it felt like you were just kissing me and I was just kissing you. And it didn't feel like you were trying to get me to sex. It didn't feel like you were trying to,
I wasn't trying nothing. I was just on the receiving end there.
Yeah. But I mean, I had been, the last guy I'd been with, there was a constant
push.
There was a constant push where it didn't feel like there was an enjoyment of what we were doing. It felt like there was constant like trying to advance forward. And when we kissed, it felt like we were actually just enjoying kissing. We were enjoying that moment. We were both present in that moment. And that was so wonderful to me. And like my body just relaxed and I could feel just like love enter in because it felt so present probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was super cool.
Yeah.
I was a little dazed and confused.
My roommates were also. Literally, my roommates came outside and tried to stop us from making out because I think they thought you were taking advantage of me and they didn't want that to happen. So
I don't even know how they perceive that.
One of them was like, because you had told me you didn't want to date. So I think they thought like you must have kissed me after saying you didn't want to date. And so I think they thought you were just playing around with my heart. But one of my roommates literally said, I'm trying to light some candles. Do you know where the candle lighter is, Abby? That's the line she used to try to stop us from making out. I said, I don't know where the candle lighter is. I'm making out. Leave me alone.
I loved your sass response in that. Okay, next question.
I have 2 good questions coming up.
Oh, you're not supposed to be looking ahead.
I know, but I did because I thought it was my turn.
All right. This is a good one. I like this one.
Okay.
What are the compliments people give me behind my back?
I think a lot of people talk about what a good human you are.
No, they do.
Behind your back, because you always help, like you'll pull over and help a stranger push his car out of the road. You'll pull over and grab a box out of the road. Somebody will call you and you'll listen to them cry about their life for an hour, even though you have a lot to do. Like, I think a lot of people see that about you, that you're just good natured. You take care of humans around you. I think is it more than one or just one of them?
Yeah, it just says, what are some compliments? So,
I think people also think you're,
if you give too many of these and I can't match, so
should I just stick with that one?
I mean, but go ahead. One more. I'll take one more.
Well, I think like that you're a powerful leader. I think that you people know you have a strong personality and you're a powerful leader.
Yeah. I mean, similarly, I hear from a lot.
No, you can't copy any of my answers.
That's not fair.
That's true. You got to come up with 2 different ones.
No, I don't.
No.
That is not on here.
No.
There is no rules to this. This is if some of you guys might not know this, but when Abby plays games, she makes up rules on the fly. And she's like, acts like they're a matter of fact, and then we'll fight to the death that they're a matter of fact. I'm like, you just made that rule up.
Most of the time we look up online and I'm right. The rule exists. You just weren't paying attention. Sure.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people talk about the way that you take time and so compassionately love on them and stuff. I hear that a lot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do.
I feel like I'm pretty busy, so I feel like that's not as much me as you, but that's good.
Yeah, that's something that people do.
And? Number 2?
Really going to go fishing here, huh? I hear a lot about how actually wise you are and strategic. I get a lot of that actually.
Yeah.
I'll talk about especially people who have partaken in some of the business things that you've done.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people talking when we get in conversation about you. Like, she's so brilliant. She comes up with all these ideas. Where does she come up with it? And even activations, that's something that people talk about that I've heard a lot. Like, she can they can't actually compute in how you have your ability to do this, which I'm like, yeah, she's super wired to create activations for connection or conversations that are necessary. Yeah, those are just a couple.
Yeah, that's funny. It's so true. I can on the fly. Now, if you ask me to plan something in advance, it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no.
Not that great at it. But on the fly, there's a lot of really good. I am very strategic and I do like connection. So it's people should know that it's kind of a selfish thing. I like when the atmosphere feels good. So, but actually, Pete just gave me that compliment.
Strategic self-preservation.
It is strategic self-preservation, 100%. It's an ADD coping skill. I have pretty bad ADHD, and so I'm like, let's talk about something that's fun and interesting, or let's do something together that's fun and interesting. Okay, ready?
Next one.
What is an outfit I wear that really turns you on?
What is an outfit that you wear? I don't know. There's often, I mean, it's just a blend of stuff you wear. What I'm saying is sometimes there'll be dresses that I'm like, oh, she looks so hot in that.
Yeah.
I need to go ravage her.
Ooh.
trying to think. You're shaking the table.
I'm sorry.
You little leg shaker.
I'm a leg shaker.
Well, I don't have specific ones because there's just so many things. I'm not like, oh, that's the thing that always like, there's definitely some outfits you put on for the bedroom that'll do it. We won't get too descriptive there. With that said, we're going to take a break and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
That's funny. 10 minutes, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's if we're lucky. Okay, no, I know what you're going to answer for me.
Okay. What am I going to answer?
Shorts and shoes. You like these shoes and they show off my calves and that gets you really turned on, doesn't it? You're all about these calves.
I do like. Oh, there's several things that you.
A freshly really shaven head.
Yeah, a freshly shaven head. Ooh, man. Wow. I wish mine needs to take a 10-minute break. These cards work. Imagine what the in-bed cards do. Wow.
These will get you to the in-bed cards. That's what they'll do.
Yes, they will. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I like a couple things. I love your freshly shaven head. Oh my God. Your skin is so soft and your face is so soft. And I love it. I do love the shoes and shorts. It does show off your calves. Something about it looks really sporty and I like it.
I got another one for you.
Is it the one I'm about to say?
I bet it's a pair of sweats. It's when I'm wearing sweats and a baggy shirt or something. Or,
I don't care about the baggy shirt. It's just the sweats. The sweatpants gets me every day. Something about it. There's like this jock vibe that I love from childhood.
Isn't it funny? There's so many men that are so jealous right now. They're like, so you get to live like a slob and she's attracted to that? Yeah, I could have like Cheeto stains all over those.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I like you in sweats because it feels like a jock. But you know, the first thing that I thought of, I didn't think of either of those, but those are more accurate than the thing I thought of. I also thought of Henley shirts, like the button-up long-sleeve shirts, because your muscles look so good in them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just want you guys to know he flexed his pecs when I said your muscles look so good in them.
I'm bouncing them up and down.
Yep.
They're like a trampoline right now for her eyes. Bing, bing, bing.
You're like, is this foreplay? I don't know what's happening.
It's moving that way. That's how good these connection cards are. Do not do them with your family.
That's not true. They're really fun with family too. You take out, you skip the card that says, what is something I wear that turns you on? But the rest of them you can use. Okay, your turn. They're actually coming out with family cards soon.
Wait, is it my turn?
Yeah. Oh, is it my turn? No, I asked that question. What is something I wear?
Oh, yeah. What's something you'd like me to notice more about you? That's going deep right there. Real deep.
Gosh. How right I am about everything.
I think we are going to answer the same thing then.
Something I want you to notice more.
I notice you a lot. I notice a lot about you.
I know. That's why it's kind of hard for me. I'm
sure there's a lot of people that have like 10,000 answers to that.
Well, I'm sure I actually have a bunch of answers to it too. Nothing's coming to mind right now. That one's okay. Here's the honest truth. I feel like I could answer that, but I feel like I need to think for a long time. Okay. And I feel like I can't do that on a podcast.
Yeah, I feel the same on this one.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Because at the top, I can't think I think you notice me. So, okay, how about this?
Okay.
What do you find extremely romantic?
Do you have an answer for this? For you?
Yeah.
Okay, you start.
Acts of service.
Gross.
Seriously, you vacuum the bedroom and you're going to get made love to.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
Like you take care of things for me, and then all of a sudden something's off my plate, and I feel
so
relieved.
Funny. All of that romantic energy we had just got sucked out of the room for me.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Well, I can.
Does it count if I pay someone to do an act of service for you?
I mean, it causes less anxiety about things. So then I'm more apt to be romanticized because I don't have so many things on my plate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So partial count. Give a partial count. Yeah. I also have something that's romantic is gifts. See, my two main love languages that I don't get all the time. But like I have a game that you bought me randomly that you had bought.
I bought you a game of cornhole we've never once played.
But here's the thing.
It was like over a year ago.
Here's the thing. You don't understand. I am romanticized by it every time I see it. It's literally in my closet, and I kept it in my closet. And like I was going to bust it out actually last week and put it on the deck. But I looked at it, and like every time I look at it, I'm like, I feel this weird lovey squishy thing inside of me. And then I get all kind of like teary eyed, like I want to cry. And I'm like, she loved me and got me cornhole. She thought of me.
For me, I just like am taken back to my childhood where I'd spend so much energy figuring out a gift for my dad, and I'd get it for him. He'd never take it out of the box. So it's literally just my childhood replicated.
To be fair, you recently got me something that I use all the time inside the truck.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting, and I got you some cologne that you liked.
Yeah.
I do some gifts.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm just saying the times that you do give gifts, whether or not I use them, I'm profoundly affected by them.
Oh, okay.
So it really moves me. Okay, your turn.
It's so hard that the things that are romantic to you are the hardest things for me to do.
Yeah, that's what romance is. It's a sacrifice of self for someone else in ways that you couldn't give a crap less. That is romance.
I know. It's true. Well, like I would like to say this. I don't think this counts, but I
can guess one of the things that romances you.
Hold on.
Me in a banana hammock.
I got a second job in which I pay for someone to clean our house and help cook for us.
Yeah.
So
I feel loved by that.
That's my act of service.
Thank you.
Making money.
Thank you.
You don't feel romance.
Every man out there is like, yeah, babe, I got a job that makes money. It's paid for this. Why are you not romanced? Yeah, you and every other man out there, Abby. Okay, go ahead. So what do you find extremely romantic?
I'm having a hard time thinking of some of these
answers. It's not easy to romance
you know what I feel really romanced by?
What?
Soft touch.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
When you just like put your fingers and you just like softly. For years, he didn't know how to do it. And I was like, because you think you're going to get married, you're going to get your touch needs met forever. Then you get married.
Says a person that doesn't know how to scratch a back.
I know how to scratch a back. You're a manic scratcher describer. You're like right, left, up, down, 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 up, over. It's very intense.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but I think when you soft touch, my face and you soft touch my back and my head, and I think that for some reason the only thing I'm thinking of is kissing in the rain is romantic, which I don't think that's probably true, but that was what came to my head. I think making out is pretty romantic. Oh, I know. Like if you pulled me aside at like a party and wanted to sneak away and have sex, that'd be real romantic to me.
Okay.
Or like pulled me aside to make out at a party or an event. Something like that I think is really romantic.
Okay. I wonder if my guys friends would find that romantic.
What do you mean?
If I pulled them aside and made out with them. really juice up the connection in our friendship. Oh. Hey, your turn. Go. New card.
Okay. What is something you think I put this question in the deck. I made this question and I put it in the deck. Okay.
Oh, it's one of the questions you did.
Yes.
Cool.
What is something you think I'm in your life to teach you?
Patience.
That's too fast. It's too fast.
I mean, that's not a joke right there. That is equally one of the things. Compassion and patience.
That's true.
I've felt wildly out of control being married to you, and that has taught me an incredible amount of patience.
You could say instead of patience, like learning to let go of control. Like you talked about that in the last episode about how important that you would have told your like 20-year-old self to let go of control.
Yeah. No, don't try and put a spin on this.
No, I think that's what I've helped you do. I think there's some positivity to it.
No, there is a lot of positivity to it. I also compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you want to explain that to me?
I think that you've behaved in ways towards yourself and towards the world around you that was very compassionate behavior, and always calling me back to compassion even for myself, my journey that I've been on, times where I've had a very much just get over it and move forward attitude. I found my way to compassion through a lot of the things that you would push back on.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah. You were kind of a judgmental. All the words I wanted to say were probably inappropriate when I met you.
You're not wrong. There was an extreme amount of judgment, and it hasn't all disappeared, but it's gotten a lot better. Ownership. That's really good. I like that. Well, right back at you.
Okay. What?
The same question.
I don't think you remember the question.
Yeah. What's something that you've learned about life and you've been taught through me, right?
What's something you think I'm in your life to teach you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Close. I think one of the main themes I've had to work on learning around you is how to become powerful, how to not live in victim mentality, whether it's from learning how to be life powerful, like learning how to make the bed every day and get up and do stuff, to learning how to be emotionally powerful and have a voice for what I want or what I need, or, believing in myself and seeing myself as a powerful person. I think there's been a lot of me transforming in that way from that. I think as cheesy as it sounds, I think we're both in each other's lives to learn the lessons of love.
I agree.
Like there's a lot of things about love that I have to learn. We both have to learn in order for us to fit together. Yeah. There's been a million places where I've had to learn ownership, to take ownership of my feelings, to not blame. There's a million places I've had to face my shame. There's a million places I've had to choose forgiveness. There's a million places I've had to do things counterculture to what feels easy to me, like acts of service or trying to be on time, sacrifice. I think compassion, softness, learning how to be soft. I think there's a lot of things. The lessons of love in marriage feel like also learning the lessons of healing for so much of what we came into marriage with, our lives. So I think like I've had to learn my own emotions. I've had to learn my own story. I've had to learn how to own my own life in order for us to fit together. So I think the lessons of love would probably be what I would say.
I think that's a good answer. I agree with that.
I mean, I think I probably gave a better answer than you.
You're not wrong.
I know.
You're not wrong. It was a good answer.
It was a good answer. You know what it reminds me of is at our wedding when I gave vows and they were better than yours.
They weren't though.
They were.
Everybody enjoyed my vows.
Because you did vows. Justin gave his vows, then I gave my vows, and they were so good and everybody knew they were so good that he decided to do vows round 2 so that I didn't beat him.
To be fair, they were impromptu vows.
Uh-huh.
And we were just flying. Like it was just like shooting from the hip.
Uh-huh. But I shot from the hip better than you shot from the hip.
Yeah, but who won in the end?
Well, I mean, if I would have had 2 times, I might have won. You got to go twice. I just felt sorry for you because my vows were so good that I was like, I'll let you win too.
Never a competition with us. Never, ever a competition with us.
I love that. I think that actually made you giggle.
It totally did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it totally did. I'm not fake giggling on here.
No, I was just saying, I saw it. It felt like it caught you for a second.
Okay. This is a good one. What is something you used to think was super important, but over time and with maturity, you don't anymore?
You know, I used to think doing everything together was important.
Yeah, you did.
With me and you.
Yeah.
You know, like we needed to be together all the time. We needed to have common interests. We needed to have common friends. Now I'm like, oh, I can have friends that you don't like. You can have friends that I don't like. You can go on a trip without me. I can go on a trip without you.
Autonomy.
Autonomy.
Maturity has a place of a oneness and autonomy all at the same time.
Yeah. I'm not saying that that's the most important thing that I've learned. I'm just saying that's one of the first things that came to my head. Yeah.
That's good.
What would you say for you?
I got to really think about that. What is something you used to think was super important, but over time with maturity, you don't anymore, that I think was super important? Well, being on time. That's just shallow surface level. I let go of that a long time ago. Being on time
being married to me.
No longer matters. But in my own life, oh, you okay there? You gonna survive that drink? She is currently dying from a drink of water that went down the wrong hole.
Stop making me laugh.
Okay. No more making you laugh. Okay, so I think I let go of everything, me having everything all together, that I thought it was important to like know all the details, and out of self-protection and stuff like that. So the idea of being able to go with the flow and be present with the situation at hand as it unfolds. So I used to have a lot of control, and I thought it was very important to know all the details and make sure, but that was all because of my own fear-based stuff.
Yeah.
Fear of failure, fear of looking stupid, fear of, I don't know, being out of control. And so I've actually found that it's actually more important to be in flow.
Yeah.
From moment to moment. And that's what's actually really important, is to allow ourselves to be in the experience, to adjust. That's where adventure happens. Like I kept myself from having adventure, the very thing I long for, which is a life that feels fully lived. A life that's fully lived is found within the adventure of like the circumstances that you don't have control over, that you surrender to. So I learned how to surrender to stuff, and it's like stories. That's where we accumulate cool stories that we laugh about, that we reminisce about, that we feel bonded over. And so I've come to celebrate that.
I love that. Oh yeah. You're telling me to stop shaking. That was a really, still got water damage in my soul. That was a really interesting answer. It took me on a really interesting journey because it reminded me a lot of what you were like when we first got married. And I was like, oh yeah, that was rough. You did need control over everything, and everything was very high stakes and intense. And then it took me on the roller coaster of like seeing how far you've come. Yeah. And how you really are so much more fun now. Like
I had expressions of fun. You were fun.
You were fun the whole time. But there is
different fun evolved being out of control.
Yeah. And I can relax much more around you. And
I removed the giant stick up my butt that was around.
Yeah. But so I'm just saying the emotional journey I went on was like that, remembering, like almost shuddering, remembering like, oh yeah, that was actually kind of hard. And then the feeling of like, wow, you've transformed a lot and you've chosen into that instead of getting more stubborn. And then the feeling of like joy in feeling like we're so much closer together because of that, and that there's it's so much easier to have bonded shared experience and connection with you.
I think if there's advice that I could give people universally, it would be, surrender, learn how to trust, let go of your perceived control. It's all kind of a perception. And allow things to be messy, allow things to not always work out perfect, and watch as the joy evolves out of the adventures that life brings you. I honestly, I've been in a season recently where I said, God, I want you to interrupt my life. For last year, I've been like, I want my future to be radically interrupted. And I want to let go of all control that I have in that. And whether that's, people needing things, or me being whisked away to go speak at some random event I wasn't planning on doing, or going and having a fun adventure with friends, just like interrupt my life. Because it's that interruption where the God adventures happen.
Yeah.
And there's a fulfillment that happens within us.
Yeah.
Where routine is shattered. So yeah. What's your question?
Let's do last questions. I feel like this is a good stopping point. I'll do one last question. You do one last question.
Okay.
Oh, this is an interesting.
I like this one.
You like the one you have?
Yeah, but go with yours.
You go.
No, it's your turn. I will not break the pattern.
Okay. What is one thing you've been totally convinced of that turned out to not be true? I have an answer for this.
I have an answer that is just so hysterical yet not PC, so I'm trying to find another answer.
Your brain is stuck there, isn't it?
Totally convinced of. I don't know. Give your answer first on this one.
Well, I think I was totally convinced I was right about a lot of things in life when I was younger. I think I believed that I knew, what was right and wrong, what was black and white. I think I really believed there was black and white, even in situations with people, I would watch a scenario happen and believe that I knew what was right and wrong in that. There was just a lot of belief that I could be the judge and I could be a good judge. And I think that. Oh,
I know. I got one now. No, but keep going. No.
But I think that now as I'm older, you get into so many situations and you look like, oh my gosh, that situation was so much more complex than I thought. I actually, every situation has more nuance than I imagined, and there's more pieces than I could see, and just learning that I didn't know it all. I think I used to think I knew the way to be happy, the way to be healthy, the way to be free. And now I'm like, oh, I've seen a lot of things that help people. And there's a lot that I don't know. And I think my methodology has changed a lot about religion. It just goes back from that black and white, this is exactly how things are, to being oh, there's a lot of mystery involved in every area. I think I used to believe the world was clear.
Yeah. I used to believe that I could fix people.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I now fully believe 100% I can fix no one. It's true. I can't. I thought I was the one that had the power to fix people, and that's a really torturous experience to be. I can co-labor with people. I can participate with them inside of their story. I can lend an ear, lend advice, lend responses, thoughts, wisdom, whatever I have. But I can't fix anyone whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm not responsible for that.
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
This is a fun game.
This is a really fun game.
I will say that I have skipped some of the deeper questions because I was not sure if I could think fast enough for a podcast. But there's some really good questions in here.
Yeah, I've seen a couple that I skipped because of that, because I was like, that's going to take us a lot of time to just process internally, which I love about it. There's you can hit some surface level ones and then you can go into the deeper ones. So, okay, here we go. Last one. If there were no consequences, what's something illegal we would do together?
Together? Oh, probably rob a bank.
Oh my God, I just thought a heist.
First of all, because it's like a team sport.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde deal.
You have to make a plan and you have to do it together. And then I think who doesn't want extra cash? floating around there if there's no consequences.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no consequences, and that would be a fun little adventure.
Yeah, it'd be something like to do together.
A bank heist.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Now, I mean, that supposes that like it doesn't like, you know, the bank has insurance, nobody loses their money, blah blah blah.
I mean, none of that's on the table for me. It's just, is it that it's not illegal? I'd be like, I don't care how many lives are lost in this process.
Justin. That's funny. Is that what you would say?
I mean, that sounded like something fun. Like all of a sudden I'm back in Point Break. For those movie lovers out there that love Keanu Reeves. I'm in a bank heist in Point Break. You've never seen Point Break?
I think I tried to watch it and it just looked dumb.
Well, you are definitely not a man.
You know what? I think you're thankful for that.
Yeah, I very much am so.
Yeah.
What's something illegal that we would do? You know what? This is what I would do if it wasn't legal. Together, you and I would go streaking through a major sports event. I just think streaking is hysterical.
That is so funny.
I always find it to be.
I would have to like paint my face or something so that people didn't know it was me.
Right.
Like, or like put like prosthetics on my face or something.
It's always the idea that
somehow I don't want my face to be
associated with your body.
Well, I wouldn't want to publicly be known as that naked girl, but I would enjoy the streaking part.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something always funny about an entire group of people. Like that, half of them are laughing, and half of them are like, "Get them off the field."
Okay.
It's shenanigans. I love watching shenanigans. You know, Mike Rowe. Him and another guy.
He's a famous guy, in case you guys don't know that.
Yeah, people know. A lot of people know who Mike Rowe is.
Some
Not
people
everyone,
don't, though.
But he's very famous. Mike Rowe was with a famous Christian leader, and famous in their own right. They got on bikes and rode naked through a streak through an event.
They did.
Oh
my gosh.
It was like a camping event and stuff like that. And they were just being buddies. They were being two dudes that were being hysterical.
Riding bikes naked as a guy sounds dangerous. Like your balls flopping around on that tiny hard seat.
But this is the story I heard. I don't know if it's true. I heard it from behind the scenes. It's hearsay from someone who was at the event and said this happened. But I just like gained so much respect for him because he was just
being a dude.
He was just being a dude, and he thought it was funny, and he did it. You know.
Okay, wait. I came up with a good one.
And male nudity is not sexual at all.
No, it's not. Okay, I would love if there was no consequences. I would love to try to discreet. I don't want to expose anything, but I'd love to have sex at like a public scenario, but like discreetly, so people can't tell we're having sex, but if we got caught, there'd be no consequences.
Oh, really?
You know, like something like, you know, we're in the stands of a baseball game and I'm sitting on your lap or something, like some kind of.
Very interesting. I think that this is leading to sex today. These cards have done their job. For all of you out there.
Because I think trying to have sex in a way that no one could tell.
Right.
Publicly.
No one knows it's happening.
No.
But it feels adventurous.
Yeah.
It feels hot to you.
That'd be a fun try.
Well, that's funny because that's the very last answer to this entire podcast.
We'll leave you guys on that note.
Oh, with that said, if you want more steamy hot sex in the bedroom, you may want to start out with these connection cards and then move to the bedroom cards.
Yeah, there's also an adventure challenge book for couples. There's an adventure challenge book for friends, for family. If you're a family and you want just ideas of what to do hanging out instead of just watching TV, but you don't want to have to do all of the work of making a plan, the adventure challenge is great. Or if you're a couple and you don't want to have to figure out a date, it's awesome because they just plan it for you. You scratch it off.
Do the experience.
They tell you what you need in advance, and then you can go have fun together without having to do all the work.
I think it's helpful because once you get, like, even these cards, as we read them, they help inspire like questions. Yeah. And it can start moving on from questions. I mean, the truth is we could have evolved. I had lots of
feelings towards you while we were doing
I did too. They were all good too.
Yeah.
At least on my end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had some of the bad feelings that led into the good feelings.
Oh, that's good.
As like a, I said that earlier.
Yeah, but again, they accomplished what they're meant to do, because I'm sitting here feeling more connected to you. Yeah. I'm like, I love you so much.
And we laughed a lot. Yeah. And it was cute.
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah. And I think that everyone, if nothing else, everyone should have at least one set of these cards that listens.
Absolutely.
Not trying to hard sell on this, but I actually think they're very beneficial, because it's something that I would have, like Abby and I would have created something like this anyways on our own. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, when I find something like this that actually is a benefit, go take it, do it, use it.
Yeah. One of the things that I was thinking that, that we use it as, we kind of switch it sometimes and play a game in a group of friends where we'll ask this question. We'll ask one of the questions and then the whole group will answer it for us. Yeah. And then we'll see who gets the most right answer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fun. There's a lot of fun things you can do with question cards. And
they can take parties that go from being like dinners or whatever, where all of a sudden a whole group is engaged and they're laughing
and feeling known.
Yeah, especially like when you're listening. If you're listening and you laughed at Abby and I having a relational exchange, like, oh, that's actually pretty funny or whatever. Imagine if you're at a group and you ask one partner a question, the other partner has to answer it, and it starts bringing the truth and the play out of the couples, and you get to know something about that couple's life as that happens, and it starts happening universally across the table. It's really cool.
And my single friends have used these on dates, and it's really helped get past that awkward like first stage.
Yeah, where it's like, hey, I'm going to do, which is kind of cool, because if you can proactively show up with a deck of cards, you're a single person, say you're a single guy and you're like, I don't know, I feel nervous on dates. Like a woman would love this. Like, hey, I brought a fun game. Totally. We're going to ask questions in here, and obviously some are connected to like, oh, this is, you'd have to know me more, and you can skip through those. But definitely, do they have date cards yet?
What do you mean date cards?
Well, adventure card, first date.
Yeah, they have blind date cards.
Oh, blind date cards. Yeah, so that tackles all of it.
Yeah, we got all the options over there. Anyway, theadventurechallenge.com, promo code Justin and Abi, ABI.
Yeah, do it. Get on there.
Also, just a reminder, it's so helpful when you guys share our podcasts. That's how I find podcasts, is when people share them on Instagram, social media. And that's how most of our listeners who've had their lives changed or been really impacted have heard about it from somebody sharing the podcast with them.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people
or Instagram
that not only did they share it, but they went and they looked and they saw the ratings and the reviews on it, and they're like, okay, this is worth my time. Because a lot of times it's hard, like you can tell somebody so many times, like, you need to check this out. Yeah. And like, oh, maybe I will. But when they go to something like iTunes and they see written reviews that are like 5 stars over and over again describing your experience, that's something like, go do that for me. If you haven't already done it for my 40th birthday gift, if that's the least you do, is you go out for my 40th, give a review on iTunes that explains how you've been impacted by the podcast. My world would be rocked by that.
And pick your favorite podcast and share it with some people. Yeah. Like that's one of the best ways to get the word out. And we've had a lot of stories of transformation where people, and they don't even remember where they first saw it or who first shared it with them, but it's a beautiful gift that you can give.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us today. I had a lot of fun with you, Abby.
I like you.
I like you too. All right, everybody, go away.